Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Tuesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is October 16th, 2018. And now the news at noon.
Reported by the Durango Herald, the rate of new Ebola cases has more than doubled since September after rebel violence in northeastern Congo caused response efforts to be briefly suspended, health officials said Thursday. In a statement, the International Rescue Committee said it was alarmed that there were 33 new cases between October 1st and Tuesday versus 41 cases during all of September. Most of the new cases have been in Beni, where experts had to suspend Ebola containment efforts for days after a deadly rebel attack. With multiple armed groups active in the region, health officials have said they are effectively operating in a war zone. Earlier this week, the World Health Organization noted that all of the health workers who have caught Ebola in this epidemic, 19 so far, have been infected outside of hospitals or clinics, meaning that the virus is spreading in the community. WHO has warned that the risk for Ebola's regional spread is very high, pointing out that Congo's affected North Kivu and Ituri provinces share borders with Uganda and Rwanda. WHO said the risk for international spread remains low. Although the UN Health Agency said experts this week were monitoring more than 2,100 contacts of Ebola cases in Beni, the outbreak's epicenter, it said it had lost track of another 40. Community fears have posed a challenge as the region faces its first Ebola outbreak.
From the Journal, AP photo. Democratic Governor John Hickenlooper's office on Friday called an ethics complaint filed against him a stunt aimed at influencing the November election. Gubernatorial spokeswoman Jacque Montgomery responded to claims by a nonprofit group led by a former political adversary of Hickenlooper's that the governor failed to disclose as gifts travel on flights paid for by others. The Denver Post reported Friday that a newly formed group called the Public Trust Institute filed the complaint with the State Independent Ethics Commission. Former Republican House Speaker Frank McNulty, who directs the group, clashed with the governor in 2012 over Hickenlooper's support for civil unions. Quote, "It looks like the organization was created in the last few days to trump up frivolous accusations," Montgomery said in a statement. Hickenlooper is term limited and is not up for re-election. The Ethics Committee's rules of procedure state that the panel will attempt to keep a complaint confidential until a determination is made as to whether or not the complaint is frivolous. A 2006 constitutional amendment bans most gifts to elected state officials and all in exchange for services. A strict gift limit of $59 applies, with certain exceptions to state elected officials. Friday's complaint cites dozens of flights taken by Hickenlooper since he assumed office in 2011. McNulty's group said it filed the complaint after comparing dates when the governor was traveling with details in campaign finance reports. The institute asked the commission to determine whether Hickenlooper accepted other benefits, including hotel stays, while attending events in Italy, Switzerland, and the U.S. The complaint cites several flights taken by the governor on jets owned by corporate entities such as homebuilder MDC Holdings and Liberty Media Corporation.
Reported by the Durango Herald, the Upper Pine River Fire Protection District is asking residents to free the district from the limits of the Gallagher Amendment. Ballot Issue 7A would allow the district to keep funds property owners are already paying. The measure would not increase the dollar amount paid in residential property taxes. Colorado voters approved the Gallagher Amendment in 1982. It states property taxes on homes can account for only 45% of property taxes that special districts receive. In many rural districts like Upper Pine, the Gallagher Amendment means property taxes on residential properties continues to go down, eventually creating a budgetary crunch, said Upper Pine Chief Bruce Evans. A video on Upper Pine's Facebook page explains the ratcheting down effects of the Gallagher Amendment on rural fire districts. Exploding home prices on the Front Range have knocked that funding formula out of whack, resulting in cuts to budgets in rural fire districts, the video explains. The video was produced by the Colorado Fiscal Institute with support from the Colorado State Fire Chiefs. when the residential assessment rate went down from 7.9% to 7.2% in 2017, Evans said Upper Pine received $100,000 less in property tax revenue from the homes within the district. Ballot Issue 7A would allow the district to set a floor on the amount of revenue received from property taxes at the 7.2 residential rate assessment rate for 2017.
Reported in the Durango Herald, photo Josh Hamill, Purgatory Resort. After last year's unseasonably dry and warm winter, things appear to have started out better for winter 2018-19. Purgatory Resort was able to begin making snow at 10 p.m. on Sunday. Kim Euler, Director of Communications, said the resort was able to make snow for a solid 12 hours. Purgatory should be heartened by the forecast for southwest Colorado. Jim Pringle, meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Grand Junction, said a system should produce rain at lower elevations and snow down to about 8,500 feet from Tuesday through Thursday, with snow possibly dipping lower than 8,500 feet late Tuesday and early Wednesday. Pringle expects the storm could drop 4 to 8 inches of snow below 10,000 feet and 6 to 12 inches above the 10,000-foot line. We're starting out on a positive precipitation note for fall in western Colorado, Pringle said. Temperatures in the mountains are expected to dip to 24 degrees from Tuesday night through Thursday night. Daytime highs in the mountains are expected to be in the mid-30s. Another storm could move into the region October 23rd, Pringle said. Next week's storm, he said, initially looks to have warmer temperatures, but by midweek, temperatures are expected to drop again. Even better news for Purgatory and skiers. The National Weather Service Climate Prediction Center expects a weak to moderate El Nino to form from November to early April, Pringle said. El Ninos tend to favor above average snowfall for the southern San Juan Mountains. I hope it pans out, Pringle said. It should if we're going into an El Nino, even if it's a weak to moderate one. A few more snowstorms would be a great aid to Purgatory to open by its scheduled opening date of November 17th. It's always awesome to have natural snow, Euler said. Still, even if storms don't materialize, Euler expected Purgatory to open November 17th with runs open on about 20% of its terrain that can be covered by snowmaking. Purgatory has the ability to make snow on the front side of the mountain and in the Lift 3 and Lift 8 areas. We'll have more details on our local weather forecast coming up in just a bit.
Reported by the Durango Herald, a small but growing portion of the youngest children in the U.S. have not been vaccinated against any disease, worrying health officials. An estimated 100,000 young children have not had a vaccination against any of the 14 diseases for which shots are recommended, according to a Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report released Thursday. Most young children, 70%, have had all their shots. The new estimate is based on finding that in 2017, 1.3% of the children born in 2015 were completely unvaccinated. That's up from the 0.9% seen in an earlier similar assessment of the kids born in 2011. A 2001 survey with a different methodology suggested the proportion was in the neighborhood of 0.3%. Young children are especially vulnerable to complications from vaccine preventable diseases, some of which can be fatal. The latest numbers come from a telephone survey last year of the parents of about 15,000 toddlers. The 100,000 estimate refers to the 2017 vaccination status of kids born in 2015 and 2016. A separate CDC study found that overall vaccination rates for older kindergarten-age children continue to hold about steady, with close to 95% fully vaccinated. The researchers didn't ask why parents didn't get their kids vaccinated. And now let's take a look at the weather.
On the national weather map, heavy rain is possible over parts of the southern plains. Isolated heavy snow is possible over parts of the central Rockies, while scattered snow develops over the southern Rockies. It looks to be an active week for Texas and the lower Mississippi Valley. Meanwhile, much of the country from the northwest to the upper Great Lakes will remain dry through till next Monday. The regional weather forecast, as we were telling you earlier, includes snow for the area. Snow is expected to develop over the San Juan, La Salle, and Abajo mountains after midnight, bringing 1 to 3 inches of new snow to areas above 9,000 feet. Wednesday through Thursday, moderate to heavy snow appears likely over the southwest San Juans and Abajo Mountains, with total rainfall amounts of 4 to 8 inches, with higher local accumulations possible above 9,000 feet and further out. Friday through Sunday, no hazardous weather is expected at this time, yet on Monday there is a slight chance of snow over the mountains of eastern Utah and the San Juan Mountains of southwest Colorado. Which brings us to the local DCTV 5-day outlook down here at around 6,800 feet of elevation. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 54, west-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight, a slight chance of rain and snow showers before midnight, then a chance of rain, snow showers between midnight and 1 a.m., and then rain and snow showers likely after 1. Increasing clouds with a low around 36, west-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming south in the evening. The chance of precipitation is 70%. New snow accumulation of less than a half an inch is possible. Wednesday, rain and snow showers likely becoming all rain after 10 a.m. Some thunder is also possible. Cloudy with a high near 45, southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming northeast in the morning. Chance of precipitation remains around 70% with new snow accumulation of less than half an inch possible. Wednesday night, a 50% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 37. South-southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Thursday, a 40% chance of showers mainly before noon, mostly cloudy with a high near 49. South-southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming west in the afternoon. Then Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 34. We catch a break in the moisture for Friday, sunny with a high near 55. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 37. And Saturday, sunny again with a high near 59. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 39. And again Sunday, sunny with a high near 59. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low around 40. So be sure to take pictures if you do have a snow accumulation tonight or tomorrow. We'd love to share them on the Facebook group Dove Creek Local Weather Photos and right here on the News at Noon Weathercast. Right now, this is the view from the top of the courthouse live webcam showing that snow still is on the Abajo Peaks. That should increase quite a bit over the next few days. If you're not on Facebook, you can email your photo in to dcbnnews@gmail.com. And now back to the news.
According to the Cortez Journal, with a photo courtesy of Ray Pierotti, Durango, Bayfield, Ignacio, and Pagosa Springs will have about $180,000 a year in electricity costs and reduce their carbon emissions by about 3 million pounds a year by switching from 2,500 incandescent light bulbs to LED lights. The numbers came from Ray Pierotti, a retired lighting specialist with La Plata Electric Association, who made a presentation to the Green Business Roundtable on Wednesday at the Henry Strader Theater in downtown Durango. About 100 people attended the talk. Why would we do this? Pierotti asked. You're going to see 70 to 80% energy savings with very little maintenance, and it's environmentally responsible, he said. In addition, Pierotti estimates replacing the lights will have about 1,900,000 kilowatt hours annually. The average U.S. residential utility customer used 10,766 kilowatt hours in 2016, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. Incandescent light bulbs are 2 to 3 times cheaper than LEDs, Pierotti said, but the cost savings through reduced electricity usage makes the payback for replacing incandescents with LEDs anywhere from 5 to 7 years. Another savings, he said, comes in maintenance costs. Incandescents must be replaced about every 2 years, but the LEDs that replace them are certified for 15 years, and after 15 years, they continue to function, just not at a certified illumination. Besides performing exactly to specifications for 15 years, Pierotti said the lights are easier to work with in reducing glare and making them compliant with dark sky regulations. LPEA learned the initial LEDs suggested for light replacement produced too much light and had to be scaled down for most locations in the region.
In the Journal from the AP report, a northwestern Colorado coroner is asking a judge to seal the autopsy results in the deaths of a pregnant woman and her 2 young daughters. The Weld County coroner made the motion Monday after Judge Marcelo Kopkow ruled Friday that county prosecutors did not have the standing to make the request. 3 Colorado media organizations are seeking the autopsy results for Shannon, Bella, and Celeste Watts. Christopher Watts is charged with killing his wife and daughters on August 15th and dumping their bodies on property owned owned by his employer. The girls' bodies were found in oil tanks. Autopsy reports are presumed public in Colorado. Judges can decide to seal them under certain conditions. The family lived just outside the town of Frederick, about 30 miles north of Denver.
According to the Durango Herald, for those of you that might be traveling to Durango, traffic on South Camino del Rio will be pinched between Santa Rita Drive and Sawyer Drive as the city of Durango completes final repairs to the road surface after dealing with a sewage line break in July. Crews are replacing temporary asphalt patches meant as a short-term fix to deal with heavy traffic on the highway during summer. Now that traffic has eased in fall, crews are replacing the asphalt with concrete panels on the southbound lanes, Assistant City Manager Amber Blake said. Weather permitting, road work is expected to be completed October 29th. Once concrete is poured, it must cure before the lanes can reopen. The city is encouraging commuters to avoid the area and seek alternative routes. The sewer line broke July 27th near Santa Rita Park after an underground manhole caved in, causing an estimated 600 gallons of raw sewage to back up and spill into South Camino del Rio and into the Animas River during a 2-hour period. Director of City Operations Levi Lloyd estimates the total cost of repair at $112,000.
Reported in the Durango Herald AP photo, Colorado voters aren't in the mood to raise the state sales tax to pay for transportation solutions, a new poll indicates. Just 35% of likely voters said that they would support Proposition 110, billed by supporters as Let's Go Colorado, to hike the sales tax by 0.62 cents for state, local, and alternative transportation projects, according to the poll by Louisville, Colorado-based Magellan Strategies. A counter-proposal on the November 6 ballot, Proposition 109, touted as Fix Our Damn Roads, was more popular with 52% support, the survey indicated. It would order the state legislature to borrow $3.5 billion and repay it over 20 years with money already in the state budget. All the money would go to roads and bridges. Opponents of 109, primarily Democrats, argue that paying back those bonds without new revenue would rob the state of money for schools and social services when the economy cools off. Last session, lawmakers had more than $1 billion in revenue it had not projected because of the booming state economy and federal tax cuts. It's clear that Coloradans prefer specific highway projects without a tax increase to a 21% tax increase for mystery projects, said John Caldara, president of the libertarian-leaning Independence Institute in Denver, which is backing 109. Voters want the state to use some of its massive surplus to fix our damn roads, he said. Let's Go Colorado's ridiculous tax increase would already got up and went. Let's Go Colorado provided a statement about the poll. Quote, "We're happy to trust the voters to understand that Prop 110 is the only viable solution on the ballot to provide a strong, sustainable statewide transportation funding solution. We are concerned that the sample in this poll appears to be skewed towards voters who would be more inclined to support the competing ballot measure. It certainly doesn't match the consistent levels of support that have been in place in more than 2 years of polling." The poll was commissioned by the Fix Our Damn Roads Issue Committee with the business coalition Colorado Concern, which has endorsed Caldera's measure. The organization is neutral on the Let's Go Colorado proposal. The poll was conducted October 8th through the 10th using landlines and cell phone numbers, reaching 500 respondents statewide. It carries a margin of error of plus or minus 4.38%. Of those polled, 35% said they were a Republican, 33% identified as Democrats, and 32% said they were unaffiliated. It should be another interesting election this November 6th. A reminder to join us right here at DCTV starting at 6 p.m. to share coverage of the live election night with local results expected after 7 p.m. It will be broadcast live with open call-in lines as well as streamed to our Facebook page.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of October 8th through the 14th. Juveniles riding dirt bikes on town streets, a summons was issued. Received reports of a careless semi forcing vehicle off the road. Officer was unable to reach the semi, but the incident was passed on to Montezuma County. A call was received about threats being made. An officer made contact with the involved parties. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings. Friday, October 19th, Leah Grams Johnson will be performing at the Sunflower Theater in Cortez from 7:30 to 10 p.m. Leah Grams Johnson is a singer-songwriter hailing from the coast of Northern California. Her unique take on country and contemporary folk music has resonated with fans of all musical backgrounds nationwide. Intelligent, warm, and passionate, her music serves as a true reflection of her character and perceptions of the world around her. Leah writes and sings from the heart with a voice said to be both angelic and powerfully authentic. For tickets or details, go online to sunflowertheater.org. And earlier on Friday, October 19th, from 12 to 1 p.m., meet at the Ponderosa Restaurant in Dolores, as the Dolores and Dolores area businesses are invited to attend to help plan the Dolores holiday season, including their annual lighting contest, Christmas with Santa, developing a comprehensive Dolores holiday calendar and poster, and changing up the annual, quote, Shop Local promotional event. Also, a brief membership update from the Dolores Chamber of Commerce, the 2018 letter from the President, and upcoming Chamber initiatives. For questions or more information, call 970-882-4018. And hey, Dove Creek, would you like to do the same here? The Dove Creek Chamber of Commerce is working on a Home for the Holidays event for December 1st. If anyone would like to be involved in the planning and redevelopment of the Christmas and seasonal activities in Dove Creek, we'll be meeting on November 1st at 12:30 p.m. at Wild Coffee, or email or call the Dove Creek Chamber 970-560-2856 or email manager@dovecreekchamber.com. The more the merrier. All of the happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.